I showed up for Love Game Marathon to play Splatter Master. So, I decided to grab a world record holding runner to play for me so I can get a world record time. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Gala and I'm gonna be showing off the Splatter Master speedrun. Time will start, when we hit new game, which will be in 3, 2, 1. So yep, this is Splatter Master. Splatter Master is a beat 'em up game on the PlayStation 2 that was a part of the Simple 2000 series, which is a series of low-budget games that were released in Japan. So this game was made on a pretty low budget, but it has a lot of charm to it, so I'm pretty excited to get to show it off since it is relatively obscure. But it's really cute and creepy at the same time, and the run is relatively short, so it's always a delight to get to show it off. So I hope you will enjoy this run. So our main protagonist is this little scarecrow man, and his way of getting through the levels is through punching and kick the enemies, and he also has a chainsaw at his disposal which he's going to use for the mobs, like this. And when you hit 3 or more enemies, you get a currency bonus. So currency along the course of the run is really important for the new game difficulty because there is a shop that we start to have access to in the next level that we're going to be wanting to buy quite a few different items from. So I have to keep an eye on my currency to make sure that we're going to be okay. Yeah, so the course of the game is like there's enemies on each screen. Some of the enemies are not required, like that frog there, so we can just bypass them. We have a little mini boss, which is this tractor. So we're just going to use the chains and also use punches and kicks to block the tractor. I'm going to go to this corner because there's more fuel here for the chainsaw. The chainsaw is probably, I would say the most powerful resource in the game. So knowing when to use it and when to preserve it is really important for making the run fast. There's more enemies down here. The first area is like a farm, so there's a lot of a lot of hay and farm creatures. These little enemies are in each level. They're like little fuel droplets that were brought to life. Because the story of the game is that there was an evil wizard that came to town and started turning inanimate objects to life. It's like fuel, and also turned these chickens into these like monstrosities. And our little scarecrow was one of the beings that was brought to life, but he loves his farmers, the husband and wife farmer on this farm, so he's going on a mission to defeat the wizard and restore the humans back to their level. Yep, so that's kind of like the plot of the game. That gets explained in the opening cutscene. First boss is a crow. You can do the basic beat 'em up combination and you can eliminate him pretty fast that way. Yeah, so that was the first stage. Now we have the second stage. The second stage is called Ghost Street. It's kind of like a more of a city alleyway kind of setting. And we're going to get access to the shop in this mission, which we'll see later. That's the shop right there. You have to be careful because you can actually get run over by the shop if you're not careful there. I'm gonna make sure I beat up this trash can here because it's actually an enemy, and the enemies that are on screen prevent more enemies from spawning in. So sometimes, even if it's not a required enemy, it's actually really good to defeat them because then the required enemies can spawn in faster. Just make sure I pick up points. And use the chainsaw here on all of them, very good. Also use it for these ones. Now, it costs a bit of fuel to turn the chainsaw on, but it doesn't cost any fuel to turn it off. So you get a free spin from turning it off, which is really good. Now we're gonna go in the shop in a minute, but I'm just gonna defeat all these enemies first. We'll go in the shop. This is the shopkeeper. She sells a variety of different things. And the main things that we're going to be buying from her is health and fuel meter increase to be able to hold more fuel. There are these pig gargoyles, you call them. And we're just going to slice them all like that. And we go to the boss of this stage, who is Candy Burgers. So her fight is really random because she has a lot of moves that just waste a lot of time. What we want her to do is throw her hamburgers like this, and I didn't fling them in the right direction. But what you want to do is you want to hit those hamburgers towards her head. She doesn't always do that move though. You can also only hit her once every time she throws them. I like to keep a bit of chainsaw for this part because the chainsaw has a really wide range. And yeah, she has this move where she can summon enemies outside of the diner, which is slow. She also has a laser, which is very slow. So yeah, she is a bit random in that she can just do a lot of mean moves that just waste a lot of time.
Hey, as you finish up this boss, we have a donation if you don't mind me reading it.
Yeah, sure, you can read it.
Perfect, I'm sure you'll get a kick out of it. This one is from Nerdix Life, $10. It says,
Aww.
Hi Gala, good luck with your runs. Gala Gang represent.
Thanks, Nerdlife. I appreciate it. Nerdlife is a good friend. So that's the end of stage 2. Now you get the shop now after each stage. I don't have enough to buy anything though at that point, so that's alright. So now we have the third stage, which is the scrap factory. There's gonna be a lot of enemies in this mission. Gonna be getting to a lot of like crash, get a lot of currency. So check. Barrels. A lot of enemies here. We're going to be using the chainsaw to hit them all. There's also these steam pipes, which can be really mean because they do juggle the protagonist around like a lot. So gotta be really careful of them. This guy is just chilling over here. We'll get him. There's a chainsaw right there. I'm gonna keep this on just to hit him once. And then keep going. So there's a new enemy type that gets... Well, there's quite a few different enemy types that get introduced in this mission. But there's one of them in particular, which are like these little oil dudes, but they have a mask on. So they have a bit more defense. You have to hit them a bit more than the regular ones. Have to use that little pressure thing to put down the plates. I'm going to try and use it to squish them like that. It's really good if I can actually get to do that so then I don't have to beat them myself. Now there's going to be 1, 2, that's one up here. Okay, that was alright. I don't mind it too much if it hits me because there will be health pickups later. Okay, very good. So yeah, there's this snail. Call him the policeman because he kind of, I don't know, his sirens kind of look like a policeman. Little police snail. We chop him up and then chop the final bat that comes down. I want to make sure I collect the gold coins because they have the most currency out of all of them. Get those 2 barrels because they always have the chainsaw fuel. Then we get this guy. He's going to have a little bit more health. That's all good. Okay, here. This barrel will have health in it, so I pick that up if I'm a little bit low health, because I really need it for the boss of this mission, because I'm going to be tanking a lot of hits to keep going. Now, we have quite a few enemies here. 2 of them have masks, and then there's just the little dudes. The steam can hit them. It can be my ally to defeating them. Sometimes it's not my ally, it's my enemy because it hits me instead, but that's alright. So the boss of this mission is a gear. And what I do for this boss fight is stay in this corner and hit him. He can do this move where he makes the steam jets move around, but I'm typically safe here unless he goes right over there like he is now. Thankfully I didn't get caught in that. This fight was actually really fast, surprisingly, because sometimes he can just spin around constantly and you just have to tank the hits. But that was actually really good. That was surprisingly a really good fight. Wow. Okay. So, next mission in particular is a bit scary. There is a lot of places where you can lose a lot of health because there's poison or poison gas that comes from mushrooms in this level. The start of the level though is pretty tame. Just going to be using the chainsaw to hit multiple enemies at once. Like that. Collect the currency and keep going. There's a frog there and there's also these enemies. I want him to come down. Also, you have to not underestimate how large the hitbox is of the chainsaw, because it actually can reach really far to hit multiple enemies that might seem too far apart, but it does actually hit them. And collect the currency. Keep going. Yeah, so there's these mushroom enemies that get introduced, and there's also these bats. I want to use the chainsaw for flying enemies because it's really hard to reach them and you have to hit them multiple times. Okay, didn't get the required enemies, there we go. Keep going this way. These guys come out of the bush and we just hit them up. Then there should be a mushroom that spawns in the top, top left. They'll be coming down. These enemies typically don't come over here, the ones that are like right near the bottom of the screen. But they're following me, which is a bit scary. Oh, I don't have chainsaw here, so I'm gonna have to headbutt. You have to headbutt the flying enemies quite a few times, but it's not too bad. I have to defeat him. Now the required enemies of that screen, and then there's gonna be this mushroom that comes up. He's in a really bad spot. He always spawns there, but he's just always in a bad spot because there's the mushrooms that have the poison mist that comes out of them. Now the boss of this level is a big conductor mushroom. Now his fight, you can just lose so much health because of this mist move. It's really easy to even get stuck under it. I want to try and stay here so I can get them to keep singing, because them singing is very good. Because I can do a lot more hits. If it's the mist, it's a bit more dangerous. I have to make sure I'm not too aggressive. Even though it's very easy to be like that. It's just unfortunate if he does this move. Yeah, you can get caught and have like multiple ticks of damage. He also does like a swipe move, but we were okay. And that's the end of stage 4. That's probably one of the more scariest stages. Like, I do reset on that one quite a bit just because it can be super, super mean with the mist. Sometimes you just get staggered to infinity and beyond. So, it can be really mean. Now we're at the Wild West. There's a train that went past. We're going to be seeing them a bit later. I'm going to punch and kick this guy in the corner and keep going. There's going to be some birds. Sometimes I want to run at you straight away, which is really unkind. Very bad if that happens, because you want to just slice them all together. It's good for currency, and he's still here. Okay. Yeah. See, the next enemies didn't want to spawn in because the chicken had run off screen. So just dive bombed himself to there, which was really good. All these enemies come down and you can get a really big chainsaw slash. There's gonna be quite a few enemies that come out of here. Gonna punch and kick these guys, but then for the ones that fly, I'm gonna be using the chainsaw. Oh, I didn't reach that guy. He is in a very peculiar spot. My perception of where he is not too great. Okay, there we go. Now all the enemies that come out of here, we're gonna be using the chainsaw. You get a lot of currency from this mission by doing this, which helps with items later. So there's a baby in this mission, right there. That's the baby. Oops! Oh, I got hit by it. It's okay. I didn't get the flying one. That's really odd. Usually he gets caught in that as well, but he got caught in that this time. These ones that are masked on the side have more health, so little birds that come down. And then I want to use chainsaw for the flying ones in particular. And there's also an enemy type that are on like springs. They're pretty cool. Now here is the boss. The boss is a train, like a monster train. Like this. And I still remember someone saying this for the first time and they were like, what happened to Thomas Tank? Yeah. He's like a monster. And the train is going to hell, as you can tell from the side of the train. Also, bosses have different death animations depending on if you kill them with punches and kicks or if you kill them with chainsaw. If you kill them with the chainsaw, they have like a sliced in half Oh, there we go. I was able to get out of that ice hole. So there's some parts of this mission where you can fall down in the ice. Got an ice setting. Also gonna use the chainsaw to try and just push enemies off the side. Like that. Because they will die a lot faster if they're just getting launched into the void. There are also these fish, these icicle fish that will fly. Oh, okay. From here, I can avoid them. There's ones in particular here that I want them to hit me, just because if I don't let them hit me, they will be annoying. Because usually I would have tried to jump to avoid them, but they hone on you very well, so it's just better just to let them hit you and then progress onward. Because if they hit you while you're jumping and you fall in the water, it loses a lot of time. My health is really low. I should have been a bit more observant of that, but that's okay. So the boss of this mission is the moon with a squid on it. So I stay on this left side of the mouth. The kicks are the most strong. If he does this move with the waves, it's a bit unfortunate because I have to jump over them, but I still try and fit in a couple of attacks with the punches. Still try to fit them in so I can keep doing and yep, I'll show you the slice animation. It gets sliced in half. Purchase a dummy. Now this is very important for the final mission. So up to the final mission of the game, which is Nightmare Castle. There are a lot of enemies here, and what the dummy does, which is going to be mostly important for the final bosses, is it revives you. It's like a full revive, and for some of the attacks that the bosses can do, they're really hard to predict or avoid. So having that dummy just is really helpful to play a bit more aggressively where possible, and also just rescues you from some very bad situations that could happen. And at this point in the game, you have enough currency to be able to purchase it, so it's definitely worth it to have it. Now for these, because there's a lot of enemies here, my strategy is to hit the enemies a little bit with punches and kicks and then finish them off with the chainsaw. Because it takes 2 chainsaw hits to kill them normally, but if you hit them with the punches and kicks first, or chainsaw first and then punch kick them, they will die. So mixing it up a little bit, also because the round kick can hit multiple enemies, which is really good. Okay, so also currency pickup is not important on this level because we won't get to use them. So there's no point in me, It takes 6 hits to defeat the guys with masks. These guys with springs can be really mean because they will fall right on top of you. It's not very nice. Sometimes they're just they're very weird. Now this is the it's an enemy in the final mission. Don't see it in any part of the game other than here.
I believe we're looking for Iron Maiden?
Yeah, Iron Maiden. That's the one. Okay, I use my dummy there. There's just a really small mob fight before fighting the boss. The final boss, which is the wizard. Wizard in the evil castle. And we get to see him a little bit because he's sitting on his throne. He looks a bit like an evil Megamind. Yeah. There he is. He's got his chalice. Looking all superior. Now, his boss fight is... Well, because he's really high in the air, the main way that you can do damage to him when he's at this height is through headbutts, which doesn't do a lot of damage. You can use chainsaw, but there is a reason why I'm saving my chainsaw for... Because this isn't the final boss. There's gonna be a boss after this one as well. Now, his summon of the crow has no, like, warning. He just does it. I think they're meant for it to have a warning in that he takes a sip from his glass, but the timing happens exactly at the same time that the crow comes out, so it happens really, without warning. So it's super hard to avoid, and the majority of the time you just take damage because the crow has such a big hitbox because it's so big. Even if you're behind the crow, you can also take damage, so it's a bit rough like that. The best thing that can happen in this fight is if he hovers lower to the floor, because if he is low enough, I can use kicks on him. And kicks are really, they do a lot more damage than headbutts and punches. So whenever I get an opportunity like that, it's really good. Also, another thing that's good that can happen is if you headbutt him and he doesn't teleport, he just stays where he is, so you can do multiple headbutts. So it is a little bit random, but we'll try our best, and I have to have a bit of patience for this fight. Also, sometimes he can teleport from one side to the other, which is also really nice, like this. In this fight, like, Secret can summon the gear from the third mission in the game. He rides on the gear from left side. But he only gets an opportunity to do that if he drinks fully from his cup. Which does have a big animation, so you usually catch him out of that. He is really high up in the air, which is not good for me trying to hit him. Yeah, that crow hit me even though I was like on the side. See, it's also really good to have double jump by this point, because I wouldn't be able to reach him otherwise. Double jump and then headbutt. So close. I just have to summon. And there we go. Okay, so he was in that form, and now he takes on this big beastly form. Well, there is no cutscene, so we don't actually know if it is actually him, but I'm gonna guess it is him. He turns into this big celestial monster in the sky or something. It doesn't really explain it. And I remember when I played casually and I thought, yay, I defeated the wizard, and I didn't realize that there was going to be another boss fight. I was like, what? What's going on? Why are you missing this big dude? Now, for his fight, what we want to do is want to hit him with the kicks. His fireball move is the worst move that he can do. If he just uses his arms, that's very good, because you can actually stand on this side and he can't touch you. So you can just keep wailing on him. But if he does a fireball, I have to get out of the way, which is a bit unfortunate. Also, sometimes he just kind of sits there, which is also very good. And hopefully he will summon... No, he summoned the moon, which is not a good summon because his head goes back and I cannot reach him. This is why I have the chainsaw, so hopefully I can reach him. When he is up close, I will kick him. And when he is far away, I will hopefully hit him with the chainsaw. And then that is the end of time, right now. So that's the end of Splatter. Yay! Sorry, I should have said that time was coming up. But yeah, time is when the screen fades to white on his boss fight. Yeah, that was actually a really good run. I had a generous estimate just in case if you die, because if you die, you have to restart the whole stage, which costs like a couple of minutes. But anyway, we're gonna be seeing the good ending, which is when he turns into a little boy. Because you get the good ending if you have a save file on your memory card on your PlayStation 2, and you pick up a green crystal in one of the levels. Yeah. So, hope you enjoyed this run. If you're interested in learning a bit more about this run, you're most welcome to join the Simple 2000s Discord. There is like all the other Simple 2000 Japanese games in there, as well as this game. I'm going to be showing off another game that was a part of the Simple 2000 series, the low budget Japanese games, in the next run, which is going to be Zombie Zone or Oni-chanba. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Yeah.
Hey, you're taking my job over here. I'm supposed to be announcing the next game. How dare you?
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Don't worry, fellas. We'll be back with even more interesting games. I've never actually seen this game before, or even heard this game before, which is strange, because I've definitely done my PS2 history, but it appears I have to do a little more. Thank you for showing us all, and it sounds like there's even more in store. So we'll head on over there.
Hello, hello, stream. I have a very, very important poll for you right now. So, we need to choose the character's bikini color, which is something I don't think I would have ever believed that I would say during a marathon. So we have blue, green, and black. Just letting you know, Gala's choice is black, so do with that as you will, and we will be right back with this Zombie Zone stream.
Would you like a high quality FTLG mousepad? Do exclamation mark mousepad in chat.